and we had hit a garbage bag, and we had hit a mailbox, and then we flipped over and hit a tree real hard.
New overnight, what a Tennessee bus driver has now been charged with after a deadly accident involving children.
And moving into the future, the plans Galesburg city officials have to revitalize the area and which project could bring in the most jobs.
Live from WQAD, this is News 8's Good Morning Quad Cities.
Good morning and welcome. It is Tuesday, November 22nd. I'm Angie Sharp.
And I'm Jonathan Ketz. Thanks for joining us. Why are we holding these toys? Well, guess what? We are a week away from our Toys for Tots drop off here at WQAD News 8.
And our studio is starting to fill up with your donations already. So thank you for dropping some of those off. We chose some of our favorites.
Yep. Let's see, what do I have here?
What do I have?
I mean, it is my favorite, obviously. Dirt diggers, front loader, and okay. Yeah, a dirt digger front loader.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say about that one.
This is the Zombie Strike Nerf gun.
Nice.
It's pretty cool.
Easy,
right?
easy.
Yeah, I know. No, don't worry, you're fine. But
okay.
Yeah, our drop-off day is coming up 1 week from today, all day long here at our station, just up the hill from South Park Mall. So please consider stopping by.
Something to keep in mind. And with the holidays coming up, Eric's got his favorite toy as well. Eric,
What's that?
Whoa.
Oh.
It peels out.
Oh my goodness.
Look.
What is
This
it,
is
by the way?
cool.
What kind of car is that?
It totally peels out. It's got jamming speakers on the top.
Okay.
Nice.
Rock out, brother.
It kind of resembles a lot of the
here.
drivers here at Channel 8. But I tell you what, these are cool.
I know.
Yeah.
These are going to make kids really, really happy.
I can't believe our studio already has toys in it.
I know.
This is going to be packed in here.
Here at Channel 8 are going to be good stewards of these, and we promise not to play with them as we head through the holiday season. Here's the forecast. Not quite as chilly here this morning. We're looking for cloudy skies all day. Temperatures will top out into the middle 40s. Rain likely after 3 p.m. We'll talk more about how this is going to add up. Coming up.
Eric, thank you. New this morning right here on Good Morning Quad Cities, a Tennessee school bus driver has now been arrested and charged after a deadly accident. 6 kids were killed yesterday. Another 24 were hurt in that crash in Chattanooga. The bus driver, 24-year-old Jonathan Walker, has now been charged with multiple counts, including vehicular homicide. Officials say the bus was taking students home from school when police say it crashed into a house and ended up wrapped around a tree. Police have not released the names or ages of the children that were killed. School officials say classes will be on schedule today.
A Texas man accused of shooting and killing a police officer while he was conducting a traffic stop will be in court this morning. We have the new details right here on Good Morning Quad Cities. Officers arrested Otis McCain yesterday after his car was stopped on the interstate. He's accused of shooting San Antonio police detective Benjamin Marconi twice in the head while he was sitting inside his patrol car. Detective Marconi died later at the hospital. As he was answering questions from reporters yesterday, McCain seemed to admit to the crime. Listen to this.
What were you upset about, sir? Society not letting me see my son last night with somebody that didn't deserve it.
Did you know Officer Marconi?
Oh, sure.
Everything you said it was family?
I'm sorry.
Police say surveillance video and dash cam footage helped track McCain down.
With this latest shooting death, 58 officers have lost their lives in the line of duty so far this year alone. Iowa State Trooper Dan Lusart says he never expected police officers to be the target. He says they are not trained or even expect someone to attack an officer for no reason, like the ambush-style attacks in both Texas and Des Moines just a few weeks ago. The Iowa State Patrol covers 6 counties locally, but Trooper Lusart says with every new situation, officers are being more aware of what's going on.
It just goes back to your normal training, trying to be aware of your surroundings and, you know, don't take anything for granted. Every situation, every incident, every traffic stop is different.
The decade's highest total deaths came in 2011 when 73 officers were shot and killed in the line of duty.
Meanwhile, starting tomorrow and throughout the entire Thanksgiving weekend, police across Illinois and Iowa will be out in full force, focusing on safety. This as the number of deadly accidents continues to rise, especially in Iowa. As it stands right now, 351 people have died on Iowa roadways this year. That's up almost 25% from last year. And at that rate, that could mean a death toll of 400 for 2016, which would be the highest number in almost 10 years. One trooper says good weather and low gas prices may be playing a role in ways you might not expect.
With gas prices down, there's going to be more people putting on more miles on our roadways, and driving itself is going to be a risk factor, putting yourself in that situation where you can get in an accident, potentially a fatal one.
Troopers believe distracted and impaired driving also play a significant role, as well as the lack of use of seatbelts and speeding. In Illinois, there have been 974 deadly crashes this year. That's up more than 100 from last year. 3 people were taken to the hospital after police say they were hit by a car. It happened just before 6:30 last night at the intersection of West 3rd Street and Stewart Avant in Davenport. That's just off Rockingham Road. Police tell WQAD News 8 that all 3 people were taken to the hospital but are expected to be okay. No word on any arrests or what exactly happened. Well, we hate to talk about it, but it's about that time. We will start seeing snow in our area, and with these colder temperatures hitting the Quad Cities, the city of Moline is taking a look at how ready they are for winter.
Well, let's hope they're ready. Last year's mild winter made things a little bit easier for the city. This time around, let's see what happens. News 8's Lauren Simone joining us now live in Moline with what people can expect to see this winter season. Lauren?
Yes, good morning. Yes, I hate talking about the snow, but right behind me is the 7,000 tons of salt that the city of Moline has ready to go, that's already treated, and they're also looking to get some new trucks to plow that through as well, to get that going as well. So the trucks will be the F650s. The cities, those will be used for the cities like main roads and hilly areas, and the trucks will be replacing some of the older ones. Those are about 10 years old, and they'll plow and treat and lay salt. Now, normally the city needs about 5.5 thousand tons of salt, but because of last year's mild winter, they only needed to buy about 2,000 tons of salt. So they're using all that extra back here behind me as well. Now, the city is expecting to get those trucks later on in the week, and they say that the timing of plowing down, of moving that salt through as well is important as well. If they pre-treat the roads too early, it will be ineffective, or it could get washed away, and if they do it too late, then the solution might not have the time to get going. I'm gonna throw it back to you guys.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Lauren. Public Works Department also wants to remind everyone to give snow trucks enough space on the road during the winter season.
In other news this morning, Mike Tomes has officially filed as a candidate in the mayoral race in Rock Island. In a statement.
Stop laughing.
I'm sorry. Tomes says if elected, he would focus on working with city council, city workers, and economic development leaders to ensure Rock Island is realizing its full potential. I'm sorry, Mike Tomes. Tomes is the former chief operations officer for Tomes Presser Company and served as president and CEO of Renaissance Rock Island. Rock Island's mayoral race will be decided in the upcoming municipal election on April 4th. Current Mayor Dennis Pauly is not seeking re-election. We are talking about something that's on our Facebook page right now, and something Jonathan said in the last block. A new energy bill, meanwhile, would change the way you are charged for electricity. Exelon, which runs ComEd, is planning to shut down 2 nuclear power plants in Clinton, Illinois, and also in Cordova here in the Quad City area. Lawmakers are facing a bill that's grown to 446 pages in the past 2 years. Under the new policy, your electric bill would reflect an average of peak usage instead of overall use. ComEd says bills would go up 25 cents per month and consumers would save on their long-term investments. But critics say it would cost taxpayers, you guys, $24 billion over the next 23 years. The governor's office says the legislation has not been finalized yet.
Galesburg leaders say that they are focusing on a fresh start for a historic part of the city's past to help shape its future. The long vacant Maytag plant getting a fresh start with the new business. After sitting empty for more than a decade, it will store wind turbine blades. B&S Logistics is taking out a multi-year lease on the property. It will create a handful of jobs.
It's not a very large job creator, but it is at least going to reuse the property. It's going to improve the look of that area.
Galesburg also has another development on the way as Sandburg's Mall's new owners plan to demolish part of the mall to help create a new shopping experience there. City leaders are also focusing on working on a new subdivision, a new gateway entrance to the city, and also working on the lead service lines. Well, the Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center is opening a second facility today in Davenport. Take a look at the video at their current location off of 53rd Street. Their new donor location will be off Kimberly Road in the former Kay's Merchandise Building. Blood donation times are the same Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and every other Saturday. That ribbon cutting will be going on this morning. It starts at 11:30.
I cannot handle it today. It's all Eric's fault.
We'll talk about it here in just a sec.
Eric's
We'll
fault.
talk about it in just a sec.
Oh,
Still to come
stand it.
right here on Good Morning Quad Cities, switching it up.
Yeah, we need to.
That's for sure. We are in the kitchen this morning with Fairway, making your Thanksgiving favorites just a little bit healthier.
I'm so sorry. Why several Iowa U.S. senators and representatives are now demanding the U.S. waters rule be taken down, and who they're asking to do it. Ag and AM is coming up.
I'm cry laughing this morning. We're going to talk about when temperatures will get into the 50s when we come back.
You're watching Good Morning Quad Cities with Jonathan Katz and Angie Sharp.